going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And let's get into it. And the first is a story by The Mirror. And yeah, a Tory MP who said Marcus Rashford should stick to his day job has a second job herself. So this is something that's been coming out in the news lately, is that a lot of Tory MPs have second jobs that they get paid a lot of money for. Natalie Elfique has spent more than 500 hours on her work with New Homes Quality Board, after saying Rashford should have spent more time perfecting his game and less time playing politics. Since January, she has been paid just under £700 a week for 8 hours of work, on top of her £81,000 a year job as an MP. So yeah, I actually did some math on this and worked it out, and it worked out to be something like 41 weeks since January, this week, at the time of this video. So obviously 700 times by 41, I did the math on it, and it works out that she's netted about £28,000 from this side gig of hers, which is, you know, one person's salary for the year in the UK, if you're lucky. While she also earns £81,000 as an MP, which is more than most people get paid in the year. That's definitely sure. Like, that's basically 2 people's salaries. 81,000 is the equivalent of 2 people. Actually, no, I want to take that back. That's the equivalent of 3 people's salaries, I would say. Say the average salary is about 25,000. She earns more than about 3 people. You know, working class people. So yeah, and she still needed more, so she needed to add a 4th salary on top of that, with the extra, 28k, the bumper salary, well over 100 grand a year. But it's so stupid. It's so stupid. So she was also handed a one-off payment of £12,000 in November of 2020 as well. I'd love that. I'd love a one-off payment of £12,000. That'd be lovely to receive, right? And this is why, this is as well as, all the Tories not doing the jobs and everything. It's very absurd. But there's a lot of MPs apparently just coming out about. I'll probably do a video about this tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Saturday, isn't it? I could do it. Alright. I'll do a video about this tomorrow. I'll go through and figure out who's earning what, and we'll do a nice little talk on all of the corruption in British politics, because that's always fun to do, right? Well, we're going to move on to the next story, and this is about Astroworld again. Holy crap, there is a lot of stuff about Astroworld. So this one comes from Mediaite? Mediaite. Alright, I think it's meant to be like meteorite, but meteorite. Because funny, right? Okay. So, Astroworld security guard who quit morning of festival speaks out. My warnings fell on deaf ears. So, Darius Williams, an Astroworld security guard who quit the morning of the festival over safety complaints, spoke out to the fatal concert while on CNN's New Day Thursday. Jesus Christ, that sentence is written horribly. So let me read that again, the way it's meant to be read. Darius Williams, an Astroworld security guard who quit the morning of the festival over safety concerns. They've got a random 2 in there for some reason that makes no sense. Spoke out. This meant to be an about in here, right? Spoke out on the fatal concert. Spoke out about the fatal concert whilst. That should be whilst, because it happened in the past, on CNN's New Day Thursday TV show. Jesus Christ, that's written badly. Holy crap, I really hate it when news articles can't write correctly. Oh god, it's frustrating. I could write this better than them. So Brianna Keeler opened the segment by explaining that 2 people remain in critical condition following the crowd surge that left 8 dead, which is actually now 9, which we did in the video the other day. Williams explained that while he noted a heavy police presence when he arrived at the festival, he still did not think enough officers were deployed considering how many fans were expected to attend the concert. Then once I was dropped off at my station, it just didn't seem secure or safe, added Williams, who was stationed at the front gate. So for the safety of myself, I just decided it would be best to leave for the day. He went on to share that guards and festival staff were not given much instruction on their roles or duties despite having an orientation the day before Astroworld began. I had heard some other people mentioning online and in person that there was a plan to storm the gates, Williams revealed. I mentioned that to my superiors, but it seemed like it fell on deaf ears. Holy crap. Williams then reiterated that he approached his superiors with safety concerns prior to the festival, as Keeler was visibly shocked by the news. They did offer me a different position or a different role for the day, which would have been me kind of walking the perimeter to keep it secure, to make sure no one hops the gate, you know? No one's tried to sneak in the festival, he added. But I really didn't feel comfortable doing that either because I didn't receive any type of training whatsoever to handle anything. He went on to claim that the only job requirement to become an Astroworld security guard was 1 year of customer service. What? That's insane. It did say that you would be required to get a level 2 security license, he added. So based on those 2 things, I felt like that put me in a position to succeed based on my minimum security qualifications. William shared that he was devastated and shocked when he heard of the casualties at the festival, adding, I felt a sense of, I don't know what to say, relief? What? But I'm glad, relief, I get it now. Okay. I didn't want to say relief, but I'm just glad I trusted my instinct and I listened to myself and left for the day. One hospitalized Astroworld victim, 9-year-old Ezra, blah, blah, blah. So they're going over stuff, yeah. I think there's a lot of blame to go around, he added when asked by Keeler. I think there's everyone involved with the festival planning, I believe, has a part to blame. I don't want to say it's anyone in particular, but definitely all parties involved. So yeah, basically, we obviously knew what he's saying, that he's relieved that he made the decision to leave after seeing everything, the way it was unfolding, and the lack of regard for safety that he witnessed from his superiors and the people who organised the event. And obviously that's very, very shocking and disturbing as well to be in that kind of position. And to hear those things that he as a security guard brought up that there might be this attempt to, break into the festival, to jump the queue, to force the way in, to break through the barriers, and it was ignored. Yeah. Worrying, very worrying. And this story is from Caller.com. Caller Times, apparently it is. Some sort of newspaper. So yeah. Black teen allegedly shocked with taser by students dressed as KKK members in Woodsboro. A black teenager was allegedly shocked with a taser on Halloween night in Woodsboro by high school students dressed as members of the KKK, according to local attorney Matt Manning. Manning, who has taken the teenage boy as his client, held a news conference in Corpus Christi on Wednesday morning. The Woodsboro Police Department said it has opened an investigation into the incident and has acquired the help of Texas Rangers from Sinton. Manning did not identify the victim or perpetrators because they are all believed to be minors. Manning did confirm his client is in good health following the incident. The local NAACP has deemed the incident as a hate crime until further information is revealed. In a Facebook post November 9th, Woodsboro Superintendent Ronald D. Sagers Jr. stated the event did not occur at a school or school-sponsored activity. For that reason, Sagers says in a statement, the district cannot punish the students involved. Woodsboro ISD will continue to work with law enforcement during the investigation and strictly enforces anti-discrimination policy permitted by law and its students' code of conduct, Sagers said in the statement. Holy shit, this is extreme. Like, I don't understand what's going on with a lot of stuff lately, but oh, stuff like this is really triggering to me, and it seems to be on the rise to predominantly everywhere now, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I feel so sorry for this teenager that they went through this. This should never happen. It should not happen at all, and it's just really, really disgusting. I'm glad that they're okay though, but I do hope these other students who did this are dealt with. And honestly, it's shocking, right? Where the hell did they get a taser from in the first place? Like, oh my god, horrible to hear. So moving on to another story, and this one's from CNN, and this isn't any better than the last story. The only difference, it's still racism in a different guise. I've never heard anything as ridiculous as this story, so kind of bear with me on this one. We don't want any more black pastors coming in here, says defense attorney in Arbery death trial. Jesus Christ, this guy's the defense attorney, and he says something like that. A defense attorney for one of the 3 white men charged in the 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery's killing objected Thursday to nationally recognized civil rights leaders attending the trial in support of the victim's family. If we're going to start a precedent starting yesterday, where we're going to bring high-profile members of the African-American community to the courtroom to sit with the family during the trial in the presence of the jury, I believe that's intimidating, and it's an attempt to pressure. Attorney Kevin Gow, who represents William Rodney Bryan Jr., told the court during a lunch break, could be consciously or unconsciously an attempt to pressure or influence the jury. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy. In Georgia's majority white Glynn County, where the trial is taking place, race has played a central role in the case. Last week, following a long and contentious jury selection process, Judge Timothy Walmsley said the defense had appeared to be discriminatory in selecting the jurors, but allowed the case to go forward with only one black member in the panel. So I think by that they mean that they were striking other black jurors. I don't understand this, because obviously they have voir dire, right? And that's where they pick the jury, and you can strike members of the jury. So I'm presuming that during this process of jury selection, the defense was specifically trying to stack the jury in their favor, and that's what the judge is referring to. But just days prior, Gow had complained that older white men from the South without 4-year college degrees, euphemistically known as Bubba or Joe Sixpack, seemed to be underrepresented in the pool of potential jurors that had turned up. So what he's trying to say that, oh my god, this guy, man, this guy. So the Reverend Al Sharpton joined Arbery's parents Wednesday and led a prayer vigil outside the Glynn County Courthouse, asking for a just verdict in the case according to Arbery's killings, a lynching in the 21st century. Sharpton says that while the county has seen some positive milestones for the black community, such as electing former President Barack Obama and also Vice President Kamala Harris, you still can't jog through Brunswick without being shot down like you are a suspect only because of the colour of your skin. Sharpton was also in the small courtroom on Wednesday. So the judge told Gow on Thursday that he was aware Sharpton would be inside, apparently taking the place of an Arbery family member, and that he did not have an objection as long as there were no disruptions. Along with his comments on Thursday, Gow has said he had nothing personally against Sharpton, but added, "We don't want any more black pastors coming in here, or other Jesse Jackson, whoever was in here earlier this week, sitting with the victim's family, trying to influence the jury in this case." Like, Jesus Christ, this guy, man. He's off. Like, what? This is their defense attorney. This is someone's defense attorney. Like, what the hell? So, civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson has not been seen at the courthouse since the start of the trial. So, he was there for one day. So, this guy's complaining that someone who can't support the family on the first day, who hasn't been there for the rest of the days, is influencing the jury because what? Holy crap. I think the court can understand my concern about bringing people in who really don't have any ties to this case other than political interest, and we want to keep politics out of this case, Gow said. In a statement, Sharpton called the attorney's comments arrogant insensitivity, which underscores the disregard for the value of human life lost and the grieving of a family in need of spiritual and community support. My attendance yesterday and in the days to come is not disruptive in any way and was at the invitation of the family of Armand Arbery, who have stated that publicly, Sharpton said. This objection was clearly pointed at me and a disregard to the fact that a mother and father sitting in the courtroom with 3 men that murdered their son do not deserve the right to have someone present to give spiritual strength to bear this pain. This is pouring salt into their wounds. Which I fully agree with. Like, I actually understand this to a very great extent, that if someone that you value and respect, a reverend or a pastor, someone who is a spiritual leader for you, I'm not religious myself, but I respect people's religious beliefs, and I can understand that in a situation like this, you would want someone from your community who can give you strength and support to be with you, someone who's dealt with stuff like this in the past, who has spoken to families who have grieved, who can help you through this very difficult moment. And I can understand the family wanting someone like that there just to help them through. So, prominent black pastor and social activist Reverend William J. Barber II, who was in Brunswick earlier Thursday, said he left a member of his organisation there to be with the family and called Sharpton to have additional ministers come down in the coming days. He can say whatever he wants, he told CNN in reference to the attorney's comments. He has to understand, for me, I'm not a minister, I'm a pastor first. I pastor people. I've had to go to families when they've had people killed, and I sit in courtrooms. When asked about Gow's objections to that their presence may be intimidating the jury, Barber said the attorney is intimidated by the truth. This is ultimately about the truth, and to suggest that we are intimidating ones when this case is about white men who were riding around with guns, shooting an unarmed black man, it just shows how disjointed this case is, Barber said. Truth is intimidating for people who want to run a lie. And I actually like that statement. Wanda Coopin-Jones, Arbery's mother, said, I don't think Gow is really up to do the right thing. So he's willing to eliminate anything that's right, so it doesn't surprise me at all. I think that if the jury takes the evidence that the state presents, then we will get justice for Armand. She said. Gregory Michael, his son, Travis Michael, and Brian are accused of chasing Arbery, a black jogger, in vehicles and killing him in that neighbourhood on February 23rd, 2020. Defence attorneys have said their clients were trying to conduct a lawful citizen's arrest of Arbery, who they suspected of burglary. However, 2 witnesses, a police officer and a detective, testified this week that Gregory McMichael did not know whether Arbery committed the crime prior to their pursuit of him. And in response to Gow's comments, Judge Wamsley said that he was not going to blanketly exclude members of the public from this courtroom as long as everyone remains respectful of the court's process and does not become a distraction inside the courtroom, which is right. Public has a right to attend, legal proceedings to see the process. There's only very few cases where this isn't the case. Often in cases related to minors or anything related to trade secrets, that kind of stuff. But yeah, like, I don't get this. This guy is clearly like, what? He's just saying stuff that's absolutely absurd, this defense attorney. And obviously trying to make it a game. I think what he's going for is that he wants to say that he's looking for a reason to retry it, right? He thinks he's gonna lose. Well, he probably is. It's a guaranteed loss from the sounds of it, from the statements of the police officers, right? Like, that's pretty damning, right? And it's all damning in itself. But I think what this guy's going for is that he wants a retrial to say that it was that the case was tainted, that the prosecution somehow influenced the jury, that it was jury tampering, that it wasn't fair, right? That's basically what he's going for with this. It's disgusting. But anyway, the final story, and this one's super quick, super simple. I'm not even going to read it all out. I'm just going to read the top of it. This is from CNN. In Portugal, it's now illegal for your boss to call outside of work hours. Can we all get a little applause for that? Can we all get a little applause for that and hope the rest of the world does it, right? How brilliant is that? That if your employer calls you outside of work hours, it's illegal. So they can't bother you on weekends. They can't tell you, oh, get into work. You have to be here. They have to leave you alone. They can't call you in the middle of the night and demand you do this, and this. It is wonderful news. Can we all get a little applause for Portugal? Because that sounds freaking amazing for a lot of people. But yeah, that's all that we have for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. So it's been a bit of a long one. And sorry about that last one. God, that defense attorney. It boggles the mind. He made me so angry and confused. It's like a crazy person talking. But yes, see you guys in the next one. Peace out.